Menachem, recording in progress. Okay, here we go. Today's the 26th day of Adar Sheni. Make sure you tell everyone that when you go outside. It's still Adar, Mishnichnas Adar. They're just dancing because Adar's ending. So they wanted to dance with flags and cheer and sing. 26th day of Adar Sheni, April 5th. Also, Rabbi Shmuley Kornfeld in the back. So, Mazel Tov. And Mendel Cohen. There you go. You get a shout out, Mendel Cohen. In today's lesson, now we were talking about kavana. The soul of the mitzvah is to have kavana, deep meditation and soul devotion. But what is that? How do we have kavana? What's kavana all about? So if you have kavana, the devotion, which comes from intellectually stimulated emotions, that's from ourselves. That's from like Isirusa de Lasata. It's something that we worked on and we built up and we achieved on our own. While one inspired by an instinctive love and awe of Hashem, that's more animal-like. Why is that? Because that's something that Hashem gave us. It just becomes like an instinct, just like maybe if you want to say lahavdil, animals, they eat, they sleep, they procreate, whatever they do. So too, if Hashem gave us the ability to think deeply and to feel connected with Him through some kind of a soul devotion, then maybe it's less love because that's something that's handed to us. So if we work on our own, that's the higher level of kavana. Again, sometimes you feel the moment. Let's say it's Yom Kippur, where everybody is davening and it's easier to have intense concentration. Maybe not, but whatever that time or day is. And then there's a time when you stand up and you're trying to daven Shemona Esrei, and there's all sorts of distractions, and you get to a point where you figured out how to block out the noise and dedicate your davening and connect to Hashem in the deepest possible way while your soul is still in your human body, in your physical body. And that came from you because you worked on it. Steve, we talked about this concept of meditation for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's something even that, all kinds of people in the world practice this and work on this meditation. If you have a question, you'll have to send it.
I'm
phone on mute, please.
No. It's
Alvaro, I'm going to kick you off if you don't put your phone on mute. Every day, the same guy. Okay. What? I think I lost it here. Okay. Now, inside, the Alter Rebbe now goes on to discuss the two levels of kavana. The first level is that of a person that's smart enough to know Hashem on a basic level and to reflect on His greatness. We think, wow, look at this beautiful world that Hashem created, and we thank Hashem for all the wonderful things that He gave us. And to create out of His understanding of fear in His mind and the love of Hashem coming from the right side of His heart. In order to thirst for Hashem and connect with Him in the deepest possible way. We're on page 94 if anyone's following with me. By fulfilling the Torah mitzvahs, which are an extension of Hashem's light, which comes to a person, so we're able to, Hashem is shining His light, giving us the opportunity to connect with Him through the mitzvah, and we're returning that favor by connecting to Hashem while we do the mitzvah, by having kavanah and thinking about the greatness of God. When a person studies Torah and he does a mitzvah while he's doing this is the way he's having kavanah, cleaving to Hashem, whose greatness he has come to understand by contemplating, thinking about it intellectually. Such kavanah is analogous to the soul of a human being who possesses intellect and freedom of choice. So we consciously think, this is what I choose to do right now, to connect to Hashem while I'm davening, while I'm learning, with whatever I'm doing. On the second level of kavanah, a person whose understanding is limited, to know and to reflect on the greatness of Hashem, maybe we don't understand deeply these concepts. So what do we do? So what do? We create out of an understanding a revealed love in his heart. So it's more of a natural love. We say, thank you, Hashem, for everything you've given me. Somebody gave a bracha on his birthday the other day. He says, a yid shouldn't have a bracha for panos, a yid should get a bracha for ashirus. We don't just earn a living. We're wealthy. And it's not just materialistically, it's spiritually. All this that Hashem gave us, we turn around and we say, Hashem, you gave it to me. Thank you. And we conjure up a feeling of love in our heart and also in our mind. And also, pachad Hashem b'libai, and fear Hashem, meaning we know Hashem can do whatever he wants, and it better stay in line and do the right thing. So his level of understanding is inadequate to create a palpable spiritual emotion. He just goes through on a basic level of kavana. So since one's observance of mitzvahs is contingent on love of Hashem, you can't. Tanya explains that the love and fear of Hashem, I mean, you could try to do a mitzvah without that, but it's almost like a bird without wings. It's like having cholent without the spices in it. And you just chas v'shalom, you know, it's not something we want to even attempt. Menachem, no comment, right? Just follow. I know. We went through this. So whatever it is, trying to ride a bike without the chain or without the wheels, it just doesn't work. So you need the kavana along with it, and you need the love of Hashem and the awe of Hashem and the fear of Hashem. So if a person can't reach such a level, so at least let him recall in his heart a love of Hashem on the basic level. Let him at least scratch the surface that he should love Hashem and he should be in awe of Hashem, the greatness of God. Sometimes when we do mincha, we see the beautiful sunset. Everybody looks at the sun and just goes, wow. Why are people so enamored? You know, the sun's going down. It looks so beautiful. It's godless. This is David's beautiful creation. So we find a way how to be inspired even within the natural world that we live in. And it brings out, when a person thinks of the natural love of Hashem that he has and the awe of Hashem that he has, it brings out out of the concealment of his heart to a state of consciousness, at least on a basic level. A person is thinking of this avas Hashem and yiras Hashem, maskim, misratze, beritzui, gomer be'emes lamite. So that in his mind and in his heart, he should approve and should be with a willingness to complete and fulfill the mitzvah and learn the Torah and whatever it is. And also to the next level is limser nafshi b'payil mamish al yuchad Hashem. So imagine you're about to say Shema, so you don't just say the words and move on. You say Shema, and you're ready, and you want to love Hashem and fear Hashem, and then it goes to the next level. These are the words, these are the last words that a person would utter before he passes on. So we're ready to give our lives, to surrender our life in martyrdom, in actual fact, not just in speech, for his affirmation of Al Yichud Hashem, the unity of God, rejecting belief in any other divinity. In order to attach Hashem to his divine soul and its garments of thought, speech, and action, and to unite them with his unity. Which is identical to the supernal will that is clothed in Torah and mitzvahs, as explained above. So just like one's ready to give his life for the sanctification of God's name, out of love of Hashem, study of Torah, and performance of mitzvahs, a person should unite his soul with Hashem, and therefore one's arousal of his natural love of Hashem to the point where he's prepared to give his life for the unity of Hashem will also motivate him to fulfill the Torah and mitzvahs. It all starts on a basic intellectual level, which leads to an emotional level of avas Hashem and yiras Hashem, loving Hashem and fearing Hashem. But it can't just be saying the words. That's where kavana kicks in. There has to be the connection, the unity of the body of the mitzvah and the soul of the mitzvah, the performance of the mitzvah and the intent behind it, the devotion. To summarize, I'm going to just end here. To summarize, both the performance and kavana of mitzvah are divided into two categories. The two levels in performance. the body of the mitzvah are analogous to the two classes of body creatures, inanimate being plants, and they are A, mitzvah is performed with action, and B, mitzvah is performed through thoughts and speech, like learning Torah and davening. And the two levels of kavana, the soul of the mitzvahs, correspond to the two classes of soul creatures, animal and man. They are A, kavana generated by one's intellectual contemplation of God, and B, kavana arising from one's natural love and fear of Hashem. So the takeaway for today is you might not be able to arouse a heart-stirring love of Hashem before performing a mitzvah, but you can just recall and reveal that hidden love you have towards Hashem. Maybe we can't reach the highest level of kavana that you do when you're davening on Yom Kippur or whatever it is, or if a person is, secluded in some place where they have the ability to block everything out and they have extra time on their hands and they're able to reach that kavana after years and years and years of meditational practice and self-introspection. But when we daven, we still have to start. We still have to do something. So what do? At least let's recall and reveal the hidden love that we have towards Hashem, the basic love. And we could do that by saying Meida Ani in the morning. We thank Hashem for giving us our neshama. We thank Hashem for having faith in us. Your faithfulness in me is great. Hashem has trust in you that you're going to fulfill your God-given mission. Nobody else can do it. You have to do it. So we recall that at our core, there's that neshama that constantly and eternally desires nothing but Hashem. So at the very least, all we have to do, at least to start, the starting point, is we have to think we love Hashem, we fear Hashem, and we have a neshama that all it wants to do is connect to Hashem. And we thank Hashem for giving us the opportunity, and we go ahead and we do the mitzvah, and every day we expound upon that, we add to it, we put a little bit extra kavana until hopefully we reach the level of the deeper level of kavana. But certainly we all have the ability and the capability of having the basic level of kavana. Now, let's go do it. A good Erev Shabbos, everybody. Enjoy Shabbos Bevarchim. Chodesh Nisan's coming, but while we're still in Chodesh Adar, make sure you increase in joy every single moment of the month. Have a good day, everyone, and good Shabbos.